Welcome in to another crochet tutorial. Today I'm going to show you my version of a cat butt coaster. Now when I first went looking for these, I wanted something in particular and I found one certain bit over here but they didn't do this certain bit. I found that certain bit but they didn't do this. So I've kind of meshed, I think it's 4 tutorials together, 4 patterns together to create my version, my pattern. As with any pattern, it is a suggestion only. Now you are going to need 3 stitch markers. So put those there to start with. A pair of scissors. We'll put those aside for the moment. A size 4 hook. Beany's going to help me out today. And some Aran weight. Now whether you do this in cotton or acrylic, of course that is completely down to you. Because I'm making coasters, I'm using cotton. Now I know these 2 are Drops Paris. This one, I can't remember what it is. Sorry, it was something from America. That's all I can tell you. But I am going to be making a tortoiseshell. Is that what it's called? The ginger and brownie kind of. Yeah, anyway, that's it. So let's get going. You want to start with your pink. Now, it's completely up to you what shade of pink, but this is going to be the the centerpiece. So I'm going to make a magic circle. So I'm just going under, pulling through, taking my fingers out, and then from there I'm going to chain 1. That's my magic circle done. From here, you want 6 single crochet into the loop. So 1, 2, 3, oops, 4, 5, and 6. When you get to your 6th, you can close up your circle, take your scissors and snip. Now I only leave about 3 inches. However much you leave is down to you, but that's going to be weaved in. Pink, bye-bye pink. We're done. So I am going to start with the gingery colour. Now for me this is a DK. So what I'm going to do, because I need an Aran weight, is I'm just going to pull some off and snip. And then put the 2 ends together, and that's what I'm going to use because I don't have an Aran weight in a gingery colour and I want a gingery cat. You got to use what you've got, not go out and buy every time. As much fun as buying it every time is. Okay, so coming back to your centerpiece. Yes, centerpiece. So from the last stitch, you are going to go into the top of the very first single crochet. A little bit of force. Make sure it doesn't split if you're using cotton. And when you go through, you're putting your new colour on. And bringing that right through to make a slip stitch with your new colour. Obviously, if you're using different colours, then you use the colour that you're wanting to use. Okay. I've already got cat hair on it. Oh my gosh, Beany. Now for me, instead of weaving in the tails, I'm actually going to use this as my working yarn. So from here, as soon as you've done your slip stitch, you are going to chain 1. In the same space that that's coming from, 2 single crochet into that same space. It will get easier, I promise. I promise. Even if you're a tight crocheter, it will get easier, I promise. So there's 1 single crochet and 1 more into that same space. I don't want you to split. Don't split on me. Oh, sorry, Beans, you have split on me. I knew you would. Okay, there we go. Back to being professional again. Oh, yes. In the next stitch, you want to do 2 single crochet. This is where it gets easier, thankfully. Two single crochet into that same space. Two single crochet into the next stitch. And the next. And the next. I've got cramp. And then count, because this round you're going to want 12 stitches. So we have got currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we want 11 and 12. And then in the top of the very first single crochet, you're going to do a slip stitch. And again, after this row, it all becomes a lot easier. And yes, if I hadn't have bought the tail in as a working yarn, it would be a lot easier to get into. Of course it would. But if I don't have to sew in ends, I won't sew in ends. So slip stitch. Sorry. And it's split again. I hate splitty yarn. Okay. So we're double checking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Brilliant. We're now going to chain 1. Every round, chain 1. So, first round, you should have 6. Second round, you should have 12. From here, we're going to put 2 into that same stitch. Two single crochets into that same stitch, like so. From here, it's a good idea to start putting a stitch marker at the beginning, just in case you lose your beginning. In the next stitch, 1 single crochet. In the next, 2 single crochets. In the next, 1. Now at this point, I'm thinking, let's introduce a new colour. You introduce it where you want to introduce it. It is completely down to you. I'm going to be mainly doing my second colour. So my second colour, as it were now, will become my main. But I'm going to change now. So there's 2 different ways you can do this, and there isn't, for this pattern, there isn't a specific way, because you want your coasters to look more natural. So we can go into the next stitch. Oh, hang on, where are we? Okay, we can either go into the next stitch, which needs 2 single crochet, and do 1 single crochet there, and then half a single crochet and add on, or what I'm going to do, you've done 1 single crochet in there. My next one, I'm literally joining without starting the next stitch. So I'm just putting that new colour over, dropping my orange, yarning over and pulling through. Now again, there's a couple of ways of doing this, but I will show you both ways. So bear with it, because right now I am going to drop the orange completely. You don't need to, but bear with me on that. So I've got 2 in that stitch, so I want 1 in the next, and I'm using my new colour. 2 in the next. One in the next, then 2 single crochet in the next stitch, one single crochet in the next, 2 in the next, but then we're going to count. Now for this third row, you need a count of 18. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we just need the 1 more. So 1 in the next. Going to take out my hanky marker and do a slip stitch into the top of that first single crochet made. So just to show you that count again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8. I have got 1 more. Silly woman. Let's try that again. It's a good thing to count. It's very helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There we go. Yay! For this next round, you want to chain 1. Always chain 1 at the end. And then place 2 single crochet into that very first stitch. There's 1. there's 2. Into that first stitch, place your marker so you know where the beginning is. And now I'm going to show you one way of bringing that other colour back. So in the next stitch, I want to do 1 single crochet. And then I want to bring my ginger back, but it's all the way over here, but I want it here. It's not a problem. So I'm going into my next stitch and I'm going to half make a single crochet, then bring that colour over. Keep it fairly loose, but keep it to your circle. So you see it's just laying on the top there. It's not pulled really tight. It's not overly loose. It is literally just resting on the top. And I'm also going to bring this colour to rest on the top also. So just hold it 2. And speaking of 2, in the next stitch, 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. In the next stitch, 1 single crochet. In the next, 2. And then I'm going to change my colour again, but I'm going to keep. How dare people disturb my tutorial? Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to take that ginger and I'm going to keep that close on my circle, but I'm changing my colour here. I'm not going to do a half single crochet and then come up with this one. I am literally going to go into the next stitch. There we go. Take the colour, whoops, make a single crochet. Then I'm going into the next stitch for 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Into the next, 1 single crochet. Into the next, I'm using my ginger again. So I'm going to place this one back on top of the circle. Oops. This one's back on top, and my ginger is going to be used. There's a single crochet just there. And we're going to place another one, and then I'm dropping the ginger. I only wanted a touch of ginger, and that's enough for me for this one. Every cat butt's different. If you want to carry on, you carry on. Just every now and again, make sure that you pick up your colour just to give a little bit of a pattern. So next is 1 single crochet in the next stitch. In the next stitch, 2. In the next, 1. 2 single crochets in the next. One in the next. 2 single crochets in the next. Oh, cramp. 1 in the next. And now we're going to count, And for this round we need 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Take my stitch marker out and slip stitch to that very first single crochet. Oops. Oops, 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 oops. There we go. And double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We are going to chain 1 and into that same space 2 single crochets. There's 1 and 2 and stitch marker. In we go. So that's so far. In the next 2 stitches, 1 single crochet each. Followed by 2 single crochets in the same stitch. 1 single crochet in each of the next 2. Oh my gosh, what is going on? What is going on? You try and do your nails to make them look good, and what happens? Ridiculous. Anyway, 1 into the next 2 stitches. So 1 single crochet in each. 2 single crochets in the next. One single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Two single crochets into the next 1 stitch. One single crochet into each of the next 2. And so on until you get to the end. And after this round, I will be speeding through so as not to take up too much of your time. But of course, you can pause. Pause, cats, pause. Pause. Yeah, anyway. Single crochet. Where am I? So I've got 2 into this one. Remember to take it all the way around. And remember to count. You're human. Mistakes do happen, even for experts. I've never been good at counting in the round. I always lose track, so whenever I'm doing anything round, I will just keep on counting, and I will double check, and usually when I'm crocheting for myself, I actually triple check just to make sure. So I'm going to put 1 in there, take my stitch marker out, slip stitch into the first, and I'm going to count. For this round you need 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I've got way too many. So we're taking that one out. And I've got a feeling I went into the chain instead of the stitch, which can be done. It happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. No, I didn't. Okay, so now I've got 30. Here's the 30. As always, when you're starting a new round, you are chaining 1. There we go. Now remember, yours is going to look different to your colours and where you're placing and changing your colours. So do what you want to do. Change it up. Make each one different. In this round, you're putting 2 into that initial stitch, placing on your stitch marker, and now you're doing 3 single crochets separately. So 1 in the next, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, and then 2 single crochets. So do it one more time. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 2 single crochets. So you carry on, get all the way round, and I'll meet you when we get up to here. Just going in with my last single crochet now, removing my stitch marker and going into the top of the first single crochet. So now I should have 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. And chain 1 because we're starting a new round. And this is the last complete circle round for this coaster. Obviously, if you want a larger coaster, then you do a couple more rounds. And of course, if you want a very small coaster, you bring it down a little bit. So 2 single crochets into that first stitch and place in your stitch marker. Oops. And now you are doing 4 single crochets before you do a double. So you're going 1 in the next, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, and then 2 single crochets in the next. So 2 single crochets in the beginning, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Repeat that all the way round until you get to the beginning again, and I will see you there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take stitch marker out, slip stitch into the beginning. And now you should have 42. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Good. So we're going to chain 1 and put 2 in as always into that very first stitch, and place in the stitch marker. And now you're going to judge by eye. Turn your cat butt round, and you're going to take that starting point, that little knobbly bit, as your tail. Your tail won't quite be there, but we're taking that as a tail. And we're going to place 1 stitch marker where we would like a leg. So I'm going to put one just there. And then I'm going to put the other one just there maybe. Yeah. So when it's the right way up, we will have the tail and the legs. Now what I have decided with this round is that I'm going to reintroduce the ginger again, just partially, but we'll get to that. So this time we are doing 5 single crochets individually. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then 2 singles in the next. 1 and 2. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then 2 in the next. 1, whoops, and 2. 5 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 in the next. You know, you keep going until you get to your stitch marker, wherever you have placed your stitch marker. Currently I am at mine, so my first leg will be here, so I'm removing the stitch marker because I know that next stitch is going to be the start of a leg. Now for your leg, I'm going to get that ready because I need it. For your leg, you want to do a half double crochet into the next stitch. In the same stitch, 2 double crochet. In the same stitch, a treble crochet. And with that, you have made half a leg. So let's do the other half. Go to the next stitch over and do the opposite of what you've just done. So we're starting with a treble. Then we're doing 2 doubles into the same stitch. and finishing with a half double. And there we have a little cat leg. Into the next stitch, slip stitch, and slip stitch all the way to your next leg. So you're not single crocheting, you are literally slip stitching. And I have met up with my next. Now this is where I'm going to reintroduce my ginger. So I will be weaving in the ends for this one, but I'm going to back this up one little bit, and I'm going to slip stitch this colour as my last slip stitch before the leg. Oops, let's try that again. Let's try it again. So there's the final brown slip stitch. Go into the next, bring my ginger through as a slip stitch. And then, just so I don't have to weave in any ends, because I'm saying that I'm finished with this one now. I'm finished with that colour. Everything's going to be ginger now. So I'm going to hold that onto the circle once more. And I'm going to do a half double crochet into the next stitch, which is the start of my next leg. Then a double crochet into that same stitch. There we go. And another double. And a treble. All into the same stitch. Oops. And there's half a leg. We don't want to leave our cat with only half a leg. No, 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 no. So into the next stitch, start with a treble. Two doubles into the same stitch. And finish the leg with a half double, all in the same stitch. Come on, all the way through. So, okay, yes, I'm going to cut that off, don't worry. We have two legs. And now let's see where we were. So I had two there, 3, 4, 5, that would have been a double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my next one will be a double. So 2 single crochet in the very next stitch. One and 2. In the next 5, a single crochet in each. I am going to go back to the brown. I'm not going to bring more ginger into it. I've decided 1, 2, 3, 4, so 1 more single crochet. So I'll keep that rather than letting it go. And 2 into the next. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to bring the brown in. And 1 into the next. 1 into the next. And then I'm bringing my ginger back. Three, 4, and 5. Oops. So I'm going to do a double into this next one, but I'm going to do 1 ginger and drop it, pick up this one, and I'm going to do a single crochet in there with my brown, and then we're not slip stitching. I'm going to put a tail just off center, because there we have the back end of a cat. So I'm going to drop my ginger now, and with either colour, whichever one you're at, you want to chain 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Of course, if you want a longer tail, you do a longer chain. They all start the same, whether you do a longer or shorter tail, but this is how I do the tail. So when you've got your chain, you're going to do a half double into the second from the hook. I like a bit of a kink in my tail. Half double crochet into the next chain. Half double crochet into the next. And in that same chain, a double. In the next chain, 2 doubles. In the next chain, 1 double. And in the same chain, a half double. And there is your kink in the tail. For the rest of the chain, half doubles in each one. If you want a slightly thicker tail, you can always go up half a stitch. So when you start the kink, you could have a double crochet followed by another double crochet followed by a double crochet and then a half treble followed by 2 half trebles, followed by a half treble and a double, and then you do your doubles all the way to the end. It's up to you how thick you want that tail, and of course reverse it if you want a thinner tail. And there's the last chain. And now this is how I finish off. So if I go straight there, there's going to be a hole if I slip stitch immediately in. So what I do, and this is one reason why I changed to a double up here, so that you can see. With that loop on my hook, I'm going to go into this one that is slanted up, just one loop, and then in that stitch you're going to go into the full stitch, so you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 it seams on your hook. And from there, you pull through, yarn over and pull through all loops on your hook. And then from there, I'm going to go into that very first stitch, although granted it is the very last stitch from the previous round. And I'm just going to slip stitch there. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the very first stitch of this round and finish off. Thank you for the help, Beany. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. So when that's weaved in, that will be brought up to there. Let's cut that off. So obviously I haven't weaved in yet, but there's the back. And then when it is all weaved in, I'm going to help the tail by one little bit and bring that up. But it is off center deliberately because it'd be coming kind of from there. And there is a cat butt. What colour would you do yours? This is mine. A little mix and match. Make them all different, even when you're using the same colours. The pattern could be different every single time. Try a cat butt coaster today. Why not? After all, where else are you going to put your favourite cat mug? Ta-da! So there we have it. Cat butt coaster. Give it a go. If you haven't done one already, would you give it a go? If you have done one already, how did you find it? Hope you have a good day, and hopefully I will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.